Runner at first, Olivia Davis. She walked. That one's high, 3-1. Ramirez down to second.
Should have got her, I hope. Yes, sir, got her.
Estrada puts on the tag. Ramirez with the throw. And there's one out, there's two out now in the inning. As Olivia Davis is caught stealing, 2-6. And now just the objective is to get Hess here and get out of this first inning. No damage done. Here's Stinson, the pitch, down in the dirt, and she walked her. And now Hess is down at first. A&T walked 5 in that first game. And now have walked 2 thus far in this one, but there are 2 out in the inning. Actually, A&T walked 7, excuse me, in that first contest. And now Bailey Richardson is the batter. She walked, lined out to right in the first game, and reached on an error. She was 1 for 3. Excuse me. She was 0 for 2. She walked. She did score a run in that first game off of the grand slam from Carolyn Deedy. There's a strike, pretty pitch. No. Wow, where was that pitch, Walt?
Down the middle of the plate.
Wow.
I don't know. It's something they're about to have some kind of discussion.
We had a discussion in the first game. We believe it was about the mound. And now we're having another discussion here. The umpire is involved in it as well. Things seem to be resolved, and we're
everything for me is resolved except where that last pitch was. I'm going to tell you what. It was right down the middle, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like it was a pretty good pitch. Let's try it again, 2-0. Throw down the first. Nothing doing down there, 3-0 the count. Hess at first, 2 out. Stinson is in the circle. She has a 3-0 count now to Bailey Richardson. Ramirez taps her glove. She's ready for it. And another walk from North Carolina A&T. That's 3 this game, 10 overall over the 2 games. And so that's something that has to be resolved if you're in the Aggies.
Well, I think it'll shore it up. You know, you got some of those walks came from 2 freshmen, kids who are, you know, playing their first games in college, a little nervous. And both of them were missing a little low and outside. So I think that's something that both will get under control. And as we move down the schedule, we won't see the same situation. But even so, much better start for the Aggies right now in this first inning.
It's Carolyn Deedy. Ball upstairs. Down to second. Nothing doing down there. And it's 1-0 to count.
And Deedy really crowding the plate, making it tough on this young freshman to throw inside the way she would like to.
Deedy was 1 for 2 in the first game. Of course, that huge grand slam that she had in the first inning. And she fouls that one off. She also walked and struck out in game number 1.
The thing I like about this young lady pitching right now, and that's Stinson, she is not allowing Deedy or any of the Georgia State batters to take away the real estate that she wants to throw to.
Here's the pitch. Down and below. And Ramirez couldn't quite grip that one, and it's a double steal for Georgia State. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Deedy.
Well, I think she had it, but it hit Diddy. And I don't know whether that's interference or not. You know,
it might be. She seems to be flinching there when the trainer touches her arm. And she is, of course, a big bat in that Georgia State lineup. Looks like she's going to try to shake this one off. Carolyn Deedy looks like she's going to step back in there, be tough.
Tough, be tough. That's what the fans are telling her. Be tough, Deedy.
Here's the pitch. There's
beautiful pitch that time.
That one again, blazing down the middle. It's 2-2 to Deedy.
Well, we've seen the A&T has some kids that can throw heat.
No question about it. No question about it. Wind still blowing out here at the Lady Aggie softball complex. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive off the glove of Eternal Fuller. A run will score. Guess you would have to score that or hit. That ball was blazing coming down that third base line.
Tell you what, I'm glad I was left-handed because I never wanted to play third base. I played some first base, but I tell you what, there's nothing hotter than that third base corner.
No question about it.
Oh, my goodness.
So that one ricochets off of Fuller's glove at third base, and Georgia State is on the board as Hess scores. It's 1-0 Georgia State. RBI. That time, another RBI for Deedy. She has 5 on the day. That one's in the dirt. Deedy goes to second. Ramirez won't challenge it. And now the Panthers, again, have 2 runners in scoring position, but there's still 2 out in the inning, and we just need 1. As Mooney is in the box. Mooney got the win in the game number 1. There's a strike. Mooney only gave up 1 hit in the circle. In the outing. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-1.
Now's the time for
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Now's the time for Stinson just to relax, focus, and just throw to the mitt. You know, don't give them anything else. No more walks. Make them earn it.
Stinson trying to keep this lead to 1-0. That one's in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now to Mooney. Sophie Mooney, who had a 1-for-2 outing and scored a run in that first game. She scored on one of the runners to score on that grand slam from Deedy. Here's a pitch. There's a rocket down the right field line, but it's foul. And now Mooney has it 3-2.
Full count, payoff pitch. A&T going to try to end the inning on this one.
Stinson trying to pitch A&T out of this jam here. Runners on third and second. And 3-2 pitch. We'll get another one. Aggies trying to bounce back after a game 1 loss. Stinson is the pitcher. Gave up 6 runs in the first inning in the last game, hoping not to have that happen again. And there's a foul ball again. And Mooney and Stinson are battling right now. Stinson has that face guard on just like Kirby did in the first game. And to come and think of it, Kirkpatrick had it on as well, so maybe that is a new thing in softball now that the pitchers must have, the face guard. Here is another 3-2. That was a liner, and it's going into center field. A run will score. Another run will score as Didi rounds second, and it's now 3-0 Georgia State. Two-run RBI single for Mooney to center field. And now it is 3-0, and A&T again hit by the first inning Blues.
Mooney has been a dangerous player today, both from the circle and in the batter's box.
No question about it. Her second hit on the day. And Lisa Giles is the batter for Georgia State. Did not play in the first game. There's a strike. Playing right field for the Panthers in game number 2. Giles, no hits on the season. This is only her second at bat of the season. And Stinson deals. Strike 2.
Beautiful pitch that time. She went outside corner first, inside corner next. See what her third pitch has to offer.
And when you get to this part of the lineup, well, you want to make sure you're throwing strikes.
Yes, sir.
You want to make sure that if these batters can put it in play, so be it, but you want to make sure you're throwing strikes. There's a liner to short. Estrada, no problem. And the inning is over. But Georgia State does pick up 3. And we head to the bottom of the first. North Carolina A&T down 3-0. We'll be right back.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits. And since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
You put everything you have into our trucks. So we do too. It's why every truck we rent undergoes a rigorous multi-point inspection. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
Yes.
With a fleet of over 300,000, we know trucks. We can spot faulty sensors from anywhere. We can predict when parts will fail and fix them before they do. We do it all, so you don't have to. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
Welcome back to Lady Aggies Softball Complex. I'm Brian Holloway. My broadcast partner is Walter Johnson. And North Carolina A&T is trailing this one 3-0 here, but they have not come up to bat yet. Julia Allen is the pitcher for Georgia State. She is 0-1 this season, 3.23 ERA, has pitched 4.1 innings on the season. And she is on the circle. And like in game 1, Latanya Langley is the leadoff hitter. Coming to the plate with some DMX.
Langley would be well served in this at bat to watch a couple of pitches, because just in warm-ups, this young lady for Georgia State has been all over the place.
Langley steps in to the box. It was 0 for 2 in game number 1. She reached on an error and scored a run. Did an excellent job when she was on the bases. Stole a couple of bases. Put the pressure on Georgia State. Made them throw the ball into the outfield on one of her stolen bases, and she ended up scoring on that throwing error. We'll face it, 0-2 count now from Allen. The Aggies managed only one hit in that first game. Did benefit from some Georgia State errors. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Langley. Back to the circle. One down. And now the batter is it the Aggie shortstop, Alex Estrada. She has already shown that she is a pretty good defensive player. Made a couple of good defensive plays in that first game. She was 0 for 2 at the plate. Grounded out to short and popped up to third. Aggies trying to solve this Georgia State pitching here in the second game of a doubleheader. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
Good slap that time at it by Estrada.
1 ball, 1 strike for Estrada. Out of Utah. Come a long way to play collegiate softball in North Carolina. We certainly appreciate that. Here's the pitch.
Just a little bit behind that time.
It's 1-2 to Estrada. He steps in. Aggies trailing 3-0 here early on. Game number 2. Here's the pitch. Struck her out.
Chased that high and outside, Brian, but was trying to be aggressive, was trying to protect the plate.
2 down now for the Aggies, and Stephanie Williams is the batter. Stephanie was 0 for 2 in game 1. Struck out and flew out to left. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. A&T would do well to hit the ball in left field. They had some trouble out there in game number 1. Olivia Davis is out there this time. In the first game, it was Starova. She dropped one and then struggled with a Stephanie Williams pop fly. The ball's outside, 1-1 to count. Stephanie Williams always been a big-time bat in the lineup for North Carolina A&T and looking to do the same. Batted .299 a year ago. Well, certainly big things expected from her. Here's the pitch, foul back. You just feel like A&T needs one. They just need somebody to hit it.
Somebody to get on.
And then it's a snowball from there.
Stephanie Williams led the team in hits last year with 20. Also had 9 RBI, so she's a kid that can put the bat on the ball. She's got the just missed outside that time, but a good cut.
Is that strike 3? I think the umpire may have lost count of the count. Yeah, it is strike 3, and so Williams is down on strikes. Everybody confused with that one, but it's a 1-2-3 inning for Georgia State as we head to the top of the second. It's Georgia State 3, North Carolina A&T 0. We'll be right back.
You put everything you have into our trucks. So we do too. It's why every truck we rent undergoes a rigorous multi-point inspection. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske. With a fleet of over 300,000, we know trucks. We can spot faulty sensors from anywhere. We can predict when parts will fail and fix them before they do. We do it all, so you don't have to. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
We are back live here at North Carolina A&T State University, home of the Aggies. And we are bringing you softball action live here as the A&T Aggies are playing. They played their season opener last game, lost 11-2 to Georgia State, and now playing game number 2. And Walter Johnson is with me. 2 Aggie alums here. Walter, his roots go very deep at North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, from 3 centuries deep.
3 centuries.
About 3, not centuries, but 3 generations deep. Yes, sir.
Now, you couldn't convince your daughters to go to A&T. Is that the story?
You know, one would have liked to have come here early on and then got recruited to go play basketball somewhere else, and decided to take it. The middle child still may come. You know, she's at GTCC right now, so we'll see. And I got one more.
You got one more in the pen.
I got a 14. Yeah, I got a 14-year-old we're working on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm 0 for 2 myself, so. But I got 2 in the bullpen. So,
oh yeah.
So we still got some chances. 1-0 to count now. Gracie Cottrell is the batter. And there's a strike, 1-1. She did not play in the first game. 1 official at bat this season. Players played in 1 game. So not a whole lot there for her. She is a freshman playing second base in this one. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Nice pitch. Dropped right in there. 1-2 to count.
Stinson starting to get a feel, get comfortable. Seeing him right now, just seeing a much better flow out of her.
Cottrell is starting to bunt here. Let's see if she'll pull it back and swing. She's got 2 strikes. I know it'll be risky. Here's the pitch. She did pull back and swing and fouled it off. 1-2.
You know, I like when somebody holds their bat out there like that. I like quick pitching them. You know, as opposed to allowing them to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, but of course, you are dealing with a freshman pitcher, so you don't want her to get out of control.
1-2 to Cottrell. Late in this Georgia State lineup, a lot of players who haven't played much this season. And she struck her out looking.
First strikeout of her career.
First strike of the career for Stinson. And she catches her looking. And there's 1 out for Georgia State. Stinson very patient as she delivers. All outside. Batter is Paige Taylor, another player who did not play in game number 1. And she actually is having her first at-bat of the season here. So again, Stinson would do well to retire this part of the lineup for Georgia State. 2-0. Taylor listed as the designated player for this one. Julia Allen, game 2 number pitcher, is not batting in the lineup. Here's the pitch. Here's a strike.
Good pitch that time.
And Walter, I think what we're seeing is 2 freshmen, a little nervous at first, but then once they settle in, they're doing okay.
Yeah, I think they're doing well. And, you know, if not for a mishap at third base, much different story in this game score-wise as well.
Stinson checking it out.
Very patient and deliberate in her delivery.
Big Aggies across her chest, and she throws it. And strike number 2.
Wow, good job. Good job.
Two to count.
inside that time.
Don't want to lose Taylor here.
No, you know, when somebody hadn't had an at bat, you want to make them earn it.
Because Miss Emily Brown is due up next. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Estrada scoops it. Boyd catches it. And there's 2 down.
That's exactly what you want to do to somebody that hasn't had many at-bats. Make them earn it, and then allow your kids to play behind you and play defense. And did just that. Now we got to face Emily Brown again.
A tough out is just tipped into the batter's box. And Emily Brown. She's been tough for the Aggies to keep off the base pass. She walked twice, was hit by a pitch, and had an inside the park home run in game number 1. Scored 3 times. And here's the pitch. And again, Emily Brown just patient. Takes that one inside, 1-0. Emily Brown. The curious stance there, foot almost outside that box. There's a line drive to short. She can't get it, and Emily Brown is on.
And short at time was at a funny distance, funny range. You either have to be another step back, so you got to hop, or another step closer so you can catch it clean. Got caught in between that time.
I'm sure if you talk to Radins, she would want her to come up with that one. But tough play. Ball was hit hard. And now Olivia Davis will try to get a 2-out rally going for Georgia State. And she fouls that one off. 0-1. Assistant coach Teresa Stevens. Pleased with that pitch. She and Radins are trying to bring some victories to this North Carolina A&T softball program. 4-19 a year ago. 2-3 to close out the season. There, ball's outside, down to Estrada. And she's not even near the bag. Yeah, you're out. Yeah, she's not even near the bag.
I will say this. The Aggie catchers are doing a marvelous job. Well, now they're trying to make a change. That's got to be an out. There's no way.
Yeah, she
didn't even come up. She didn't get to the bag.
Well, one of Walter Johnson's pet peeves, the person who was right next to it.
Yeah, you got to let them make the call.
Versus the person that was 90 feet away wants to have a conference about it. And Emily Brown is stoic in the fact that she's a runner at second base. And we're going to see what the call is before we go to break. The Aggies are already getting ready to hit. They are walking toward the dugout. And Emily Brown is on second, so we're at impasse. Now, Coach Radins is kind of a little curious as to what the conversation is about.
Awful long discussion, and it looks like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah. Radins is going to get an explanation here. And so, are they going to give Emily Brown a stolen base? And obviously, Radins nods her head. And we'll bring our B team back out for defense.
Oh, my goodness.
I believe we have a 2-1 count on the batter. And so take away the caught stealing. Still a great throw, still a great tag by Estrada. But now Brown finds herself at second.
They call clear interference on the second baseman, but she didn't get to the bag, so it shouldn't have been a bad call, but it's not his call in the first place. And she made the right call.
So our explanation is that it was interference, which is a strange call because she was not on the bag.
I was about to say, if you block the bag so she can't get there, that's one thing. But if you don't get to the bag, can't be interference. Just hope.
And you're right, the umpire who calls it is 90 feet away.
Right.
Which is curious. But now it's 3-2, and we'll see what ramifications that call will have here in the second inning. And now it's a full count to Davis, and she lines one to short, and it's over now. And the Aggies do not give up a run. Georgia State strands one at second, and we go to the bottom of the second. It is 3-0 Georgia State. We'll be back.
You put everything you have into our trucks. So we do too. It's why every truck we rent undergoes a rigorous multi-point inspection. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske. With a fleet of over 300,000, we know trucks. We can spot faulty sensors from anywhere. We can predict when parts will fail and fix them before they do. We do it all, so you don't have to. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
You are watching game number 2, Georgia State, North Carolina A&T softball. The Aggies trying to salvage a split here against the Panthers. They trail 3-0 in the game number 2. And leading off the bottom of the second will be J.D.'s, the Aggies right fielder. Played in game number 1, made some very strong defensive plays in that first game. At the plate, she was 0 for 2. She popped up to the catcher in foul territory, and she was thrown out 5-3 in the 4th inning of the first game. So Dees is into the batter's box, and we're ready to go here, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. That ball's outside, 1-0. Dees is expected to be a big-time hitter for North Carolina A&T in this lineup. Offense didn't get quite going in that first game, just one hit. But hoping to turn that around here in game number 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's wild, 2-0. And Balter, you made a great point that the Aggies, if they're patient, she might give us a few free bases.
I think so. I mean, I make her earn it. Even though she does have some great velocity, she's all over the place with it.
Dees will step back in. She's ahead in the count 2-0. And she awaits the 2-0 pitch. That one outside, 3-0.
Now, if you're a power hitter, Brian, this is a pitcher's pitch right here, 3-0. If you're a slap hitter, you stay back, you make them throw one.
North Carolina A&T looking to get its first base runner of game number 2. And they will have to wait. It's a 3-1 pitch. It'll be Dees, Ramirez, and Boyd here in the bottom of the second. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
That time she jumped at it instead of just striding and making a fluid swing. But again, just continue to protect the plate and be smart.
Julia Allen will come with a 3-2 pitch here in just a second. And here it comes. Upstairs again, Wild. And Dees is down at first base runner of the game number 2 for North Carolina A&T. And now the catcher, Ramirez, will come to the plate. Samantha Ramirez, another veteran for North Carolina A&T, a senior. And she will try to get things going here in the bottom of the second. No outs, runner at first is Dees, and here's the pitch. Here's a strike. Both these teams again in action tomorrow. Georgia State will take the ride down to the beach area, Wilmington, North Carolina. Face UNC Wilmington, the Seahawks.
Ramirez had one of the 3 home runs for A&T last year. And I see why with that big swing. If it's in her wheelhouse and she makes connection with it, brother, it's going to travel quite a few feet.
We saw Varela in the first game behind the plate, and now it's Ramirez. So we're seeing that depth play out for North Carolina A&T. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and she's out on strikes. And there's 1 out for North Carolina A&T. And here comes Vivica Boyd, the Aggies' first baseman. It is Vivica. And here's the pitch. Runner going, swing and a miss. And she's in safely, as Hess could not handle the throw. And again, North Carolina A&T wants to get a base runner. They are taking off. And that is the culture that Radens is bringing to North Carolina A&T. We're going to be aggressive on the base pass.
And I love it. I love it because most catchers don't like to have to throw it down many times. You know, they want to have 1 or 2 shots a game that they have to make. But A&T puts a lot of pressure on these catchers.
The ball is low.
Brian, you know, like I know, the more throws you have to make, the more chance
mistakes.
for
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I think that's the idea. That's what
Right.
she wants is the more pressure I put on you, the more pressure you're going to have to make a good throw. And we saw in the first game, they made some bad throws on some stolen bases. That ball's fouled off.
Just missed that one. Wow, she was dead on it.
1-2 to count. Breezy Saturday afternoon in East Greensboro, home of Ron McNair and Jesse Jackson and Terrence J. and every other famous alumni. The A&T 4, that ball's low. Rich history here at North Carolina A&T on the east side of Greensboro. A lot of history has been made not only in the city but in the state and throughout the worldwide. A&T is certainly, you will see the staple of this university throughout this country. Here's the pitch.
Full count.
Boy, now at the full count.
Make her work. You know, that's the thing you want to do to these pitchers. Make them work.
Dees is at second. She walked and stole a base to get down there. And now Boyd is trying to bring her home. Here's the pitch. She walks, and now the tying run is at the plate
Good eye
for North
by
Carolina
Boyd.
A&T.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Bennett. Will step to the plate. Bennett has made a mistake. Bennett is actually catching here. Ramirez is the designated player. But Ramirez has caught in the past for North Carolina A&T. So again, it illustrates that depth for the Aggies. Trying to run at the plate, and Bennett swinging a miss.
Depth and versatility, Brian. You know, the fact that they can do multiple things and do multiple things well says a lot for this program.
Bennett steps in. It's her first Division I collegiate at bat. Here's the pitch. Popped foul. 0-2, she's in the hole. As I was mentioning, we'll be back here tomorrow. Presbyterian, future Big South opponent, will come to town. A&T gearing up for MEAC play. The ball's down low. A few schools will be missing, but Cookman is one of them, not playing because of the pandemic. So it'll be interesting to see how A&T will be able to compete. Here's the pitch. And the Winston-Salem's native holds off. And now it's 2-2.
She should get something that she likes on this pitch.
Attended North Davis High School. Tying run at the plate. Here's the 2-2.
Low.
She held off, 3-2. If Bennett is able to get on, we'll get Destiny Parker at the plate. Nice crowd out here for North Carolina A&T. And they will watch a 3-2 pitch come down to the plate. Fly ball.
Just missed it.
She's
struggling.
And she dropped it.
I told you she
Another
was
dropped one. Will she get her at third? No, throw to third is too late. Dees is in at third. And Bennett is at first. There's an error in center field. Boyd is at second. The bases are loaded.
And as the sun has shifted, it went from left field in the first game to right at center field.
So now North Carolina A&T has the bases loaded for Destiny Parker.
They're going to get a base runner in for Bennett.
Can't quite see the number yet.
Number 10, I think.
Number 10 is now in for North Carolina A&T.
Mariah
Terry. And now there's a meeting on the mound for Georgia State. Mariah Terry, sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Olympic High School. And now Destiny Parker has a chance to really do some damage here in the bottom of the second. Only one out.
And last year, Destiny Parker led the Aggies in RBI. So can this be the spark for this year?
Big RBI opportunity here.
Nice compact stance.
Julia Allen.
Like to see her drive this one somewhere.
Throws the pitch. It's a strike. Alicia Smith started at third base in game number 1. And now we see a little bit more of the depth chart again as Parker steps in here, California native. Here's the pitch. Foul ball, 0-2. Now she must protect the plate, huh, Walt?
Yeah, you got to protect it now. Got to be smart. Choke up a little bit and start punching the ball. I was about to say, if Georgia State is smart, they're not going to give her anything to hit these next couple of pitches anyway.
Destiny Parker, another Antioch, California native. North Carolina A&T really hitting the West Coast in the recruiting circles. for softball. Here's the pitch.
Got him.
Struck her out. Parker is down swinging. And now we'll get Eternal Fuller.
Eternal Fuller, 261 last year, batted 261 last year. So Brian, she can hit the ball, can't hit it.
Out of Goose Creek, South Carolina, and that ball was fouled away.
Just missed that in on the hands.
A&T looking for a big hit here. Bases are loaded. Cherry is at first. Boyd is at second. And Dees is at third. That ball's upstairs, 1-1. An error in center field kept things going for North Carolina A&T, and now they're trying to take advantage. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike two, 1-2.
Looked kind of like she was trying to, what we call it, drag it with her, but just missed.
And Fuller has to be careful here. Down 1-2 in the count. That one's up and tight, 2-2.
Rushed her back a little bit that time, Brian.
Just feel like we're a hit away from getting some momentum going here.
Yeah, a hit right here would change.
Really break things open here. 2 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. In this game, just like baseball, it's about timely hitting. It's about getting those hits in timely fashion, and certainly 2-out rallies are huge. Whoa, and there it is. We've seen that throughout. There just haven't been base runners on, and D scores it. It's 3-1. Wild pitch that time by Allen, and North Carolina A&T is on the board here in the bottom of the second.
And a hit here, anything that leaves the infield here, Brian, should score 2 runs. And it's a full count.
Runners in scoring position, second and third. Boyd at third. And it's Terry at second. And now sits for the inning, struck her out. But the Aggies do get on the board on a wild pitch. And as we head to the top of the third, it's Georgia State 3, A&T 1.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
It's your grandma and grandpa.
Hi, mijo.
Hi.
Oh, it's snowing. Okay, come on. Look at us.
Wireless you can afford for the moments you can't afford to miss.
We are back live here at North Carolina A&T State University, where North Carolina A&T taking on Georgia State in softball action, and we've got so much going on here in Aggie Land this weekend. Bowling is in town. They are Triad Lanes right now. They went 3-1 yesterday, and they are a red-hot team right now. Only 5 losses on the season, 25-5, and so certainly we're excited about them. Men's basketball is in action. They're down at Florida A&M, taking on the Rattlers of Florida A&M in Tallahassee. the Aggies can go a long way in clinching a Southern Division title with a couple of wins down in Tallahassee. Same for the women's basketball team. A win today will clinch the Southern Division for the North Carolina A&T women's basketball team. 9-game winning streak, 6-0 in the league in an abbreviated season. And so certainly some exciting things going on. Tennis is at Davidson, and then they're back here tomorrow against College of Charleston. So a lot going on here at North Carolina A&T. Here's the pitch from Stinson. And it's fouled off by Hess. Here, Daisy Hess is the batter for Georgia State. And Daisy walked her first time up. She's still trying to extend her 6-game hitting streak. She had a couple of doubles in the first game.
Daisy Hess has been a tough out for A&T, but for all 5 teams that she's played this year.
No question. There's a strike. And now Hess is in the hole, 0-2. Walked her first time up, also scored a run back in that first inning. 3-run first inning for Georgia State. But A&T put a run on the board in the second. And so now we're in a pretty good ball game here. Here's Stinson. Pitch. Ground ball to second. Stephanie Williams up, throwing, and Hess is retired.
Good job that time by Stephanie Williams.
1 down for Georgia State.
And that was the same situation I was talking about Estrada last inning. Stephanie Williams stayed back on that one, allowed that play to hop and came up with it clean. Didn't get caught in between that time.
Bailey Richardson is now the batter for Georgia State. As Bennett gets the call from the dugout, relays it to Stinson, and we're ready to wheel and deal here to Richardson. Oh, shot. Nice stop that time by Stinson. Knocked it down, and 2 out for North Carolina A&T.
Knocked it down with a leg that time.
Yeah, a little stinger there in this cold weather. And she's trying to shake that off. That wasn't a light tap.
That was a rip back up the middle. You know, that's going to be one that leaves a bruise.
No question. No question. She will feel that in the morning. As Carla Dede steps in with the 2 out. Carolina A&T hoping to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. Stinson appears to be okay. Teresa Stevens kind of on the edge there, just saying, hey, you know, making sure her young freshman is okay. And now Dede steps into the box. Scored back in the first inning. And Stinson rolls it. And Dede holds off. 1 ball, no strikes. Dede had a single back in the first inning. Stole a base and ended up scoring on an RBI single from Mooney. That one's low, 2-0. In the first game, of course.
But, you know, definitely don't want to leave anything up in the middle of Dede, the way she's swinging the bat.
Stinson takes a deep breath. Takes a look at her pitch. And delivers a 2-0. And strike.
Beautiful pitch that time.
Dede with 5 RBIs on the day. 4 of them, of course, coming on that grand slam in the first inning of the first game. But A&T's pitching has settled in pretty nicely since that first inning. Here's the pitch. Down to third. Nice scoop that time. And the runner is out.
Good job. Good stretch over there by the first baseman.
Parker throws her out at third. And that is a 1-2-3 inning in the third inning. We head to the bottom of the third. It's Georgia State 3, North Carolina A&T 1. We'll be right back.
It's your grandma and grandpa.
Hi, mijo. Oh, it's snowing. Okay, come on. Look at us.
Wireless you can afford for the moments you can't afford to miss.
We are back here at the Lady Aggies softball complex as we go to the bottom of the third. North Carolina A&T trailing 3-1 to the Panthers. And in the bottom half of the third, we'll have Latanya Langley, Alex Estrada, and Stephanie Williams, the top of the North Carolina A&T lineup, coming to the plate as Langley strolls to the batter's box here. Langley 0 for 1 here in game number 2. Hit one back to the circle back in the first inning. And now looking for her first hit of the 2021 season. She digs in, the Aggies leadoff hitter, and the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. And Langley's one of those kids you just want to see get on base. Once she gets on base, she'll make trouble for you.
She causes havoc. She's going to run. You know she's going to run, and there's not a lot you can do about it.
Langley trying to improve on that 217 average from a year ago, swinging a miss. 1-1 to count. She's a young lady that she can get some walks if she can get some hits.
Yeah.
That just changes the entire complexity of your offense. Pounds the plate here. Tough opponent for North Carolina A&T out the bat, Georgia State. Here's the pitch.
High.
2-1.
She came back laughing. She thought about swinging at that one, Brian. It's almost like chopping down a tree. You see it that high.
Aggies dig in. Ambitious schedule for North Carolina A&T this year. They started out with 54 games.
Wow.
Of course, 6 of those have already been canceled or delayed.
48 games is a lot of baseball, a lot of softball, excuse me.
They do plan to make up the Wilmington series 2 games, so that puts them at a 50.
Yeah, it's a lot of softball. But, again, these kids love it. It's what they live for. And with the depth that they have, that nobody's going to be hard-pressed to play all 50 ball games.
No question. And you have to maybe overschedule a bit, if that's the term, because of the pandemic. You just never know how things are going to turn out. We see the women's basketball team, struggling a little bit to get to those 15 games, and it's not any fault of their own. Really, it's just the nature of the beast that we're living in. As Langley swings and misses and strikes out. And she's now 0 for 2 on the day, as Estrada will come to the plate. Estrada will come to the plate. She struck out swinging the last time up. And here's the pitch. Outside, 1-0. A&T had a chance to rally in that last inning, put some big numbers on the board. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. They came away with a run. Certainly not the inning that they hoped for. But certainly this is a pretty good ball game, 3-1. Estrada to right field. That was going over her head.
She fooled her.
And Estrada is headed to second. And she has her first collegiate hit. Double to right field. Congratulations to Estrada.
And that, too, as in the first game, Georgia State got the benefit of 2 hits because of the win. She got the benefit of that because of the win, because it looked like it was going to hang up there. and come down and just carry it and carry it.
Well, if you're A&T and you can get the ball up there in the sky,
yes,
it looks like it's going to give people a lot of – it's giving Georgia State a lot of problems.
Yes.
They've come up with some catches that they struggle with, and then they have dropped a few as well. So if you can get that ball up in the air, it's going to cause some problems. Now batting is Stephanie Williams. Runner at second for A&T. The tying runner is at the plate. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive over the head of second base into right field. Here comes Estrada home. Here comes the relay throw from Mooney. It will not happen. And Estrada has scored, and A&T is only down 1. It's 3-2.
And Stephanie Williams paying dividends. You know, she had right at a 300 average last year, and when it was time to come through today, she came through. Last year, 9 RBIs, second on the team, and she drives one in right now.
RBI for Stephanie Williams, and now it is a 3-2 ball game, and JD's is at the plate with a chance to give the Aggies the lead. Here's the pitch upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Stephanie Williams at first. A&T already has a run across here in the 3rd inning. 1 down. There's the 1-run ball game. Tying run at first. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out of play. 1-1. A&T looks a little more confident now in the batter's box.
Well, you know, hadn't seen any pitching all year. It was brand new to him. Got a chance, you know, for first game, call it batting practice. Now they're ready to, you know, step in and start swinging the bat for real.
JD steps in.
Beautiful. Drives it in the gap. Good job.
Single to left field, that time by JD's, and A&T's bats are red hot. Runners at first and second, 1 out. And now Samantha Ramirez. North Carolina A&T runners at first and second. And Georgia State wants to talk this over here. Much more confident Aggie team in game number 2, and Mr. Johnson hit on it appropriately. This is the first time out. 348 days between games. There's going to be a little rust there, but now A&T forces a pitching change here as number 26, Macy Banks, becomes the pitcher now for Georgia State.
Tell you what, when I was playing, Brian, when they would bring in a new pitcher and I was the next person up, I would actually step a little closer to the batter's box to make it, you know, kind of simulate what they're throwing. And I see Ramirez, she's gotten close and she's watching it as if she's ready to have her at bat, which is a great thing. You get a chance to see what they're throwing, where they're throwing it, what kind of speed is coming.
A&T trying to salvage a split here with Georgia State after losing 11-2 in that first game, and Macy Banks is now the pitcher for Georgia State. 4.20 ERA, no record on the season. This will be her second appearance. She has made a start this season, has pitched 3.1 innings on the season.
Would not be surprised, Brian, if Ramirez goes yard here.
Would not be surprised, but would be happy. Here we go. Here's the pitch.
Low.
And the Aggie runners are going to advance. A little slow to that ball that time, and North Carolina A&T took advantage, and certainly a team like A&T, who's aggressive on the base pass, just kind of really rejoiced in the fact that they were slow to that ball there that time, Dede. Here's the pitch, 1-0.
Outside.
2-0. Tying run is over at third base. The go-ahead run is at second. And Samantha Ramirez has a 2-0 count. There's a ground ball through the left side.
Good
nice dive
job.
by Hess.
Good job.
Safe.
And that's great base running. And that's great base running by J.D.'s.
J.D.'s looked like she was going to third. Hess makes a diving catch. Tries to get her in a pickle. Hess gets back to second. Ramirez reaches first on the fielder's choice, and a runner scores. And now the game is tied at 3.
You know, J.D.'s is the reason that she's on first. She did not sell out on going to third. Beautiful.
And there's a bunt down there by Vivica Boyd. She bunts the runner across. 5-3 on the sacrifice bunt from Boyd.
Great strategy on the part of Coach Redens that time, manufacturing another run.
Dees is at second. Williams is at second. Game tied at 3. Here, bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1-0. Jocelyn Bennett is the batter.
It's a ball game. We'll see how Georgia State now responds to being in a tough one.
No question about it. Bennett 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
A lot of movement on that ball. Fooled Bennett that time.
Here's the pitch. Curveball upstairs, 2-1. Ball's outside, and it's 3-1 to count now to Bennett. Macy Banks in relief for Julia Adams. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back to the circle. She bobbles it.
She's going to be safe.
Gets her at the last second, and that will do it in the third. But North Carolina A&T picks up 2, and they tie the ball game at 3 as we head into the top of the fourth. 3-3 ball game. We'll be right back.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
North Carolina A&T puts 2 runs on the board in the bottom of the third, and now we are tied 3-3 here at the Lady Aggies softball complex as Georgia State gets ready to bat here in the top of the fourth. A&T doing a great job, trailed 3-0 early in this one, but now have rallied to tie the game at 3 as Georgia State will bring Mooney, Giles, and Cottrell to the plate here in the fourth inning to face Stinson, who has done an outstanding job since that first inning here, really shutting down this Georgia State offense.
Well, Stinson, of course, like I said, we talked about it earlier, Brian, shook off some nerves. After she shook those nerves off, She started playing great softball.
A&T has shown off 3 other pitchers here on Saturday. Bailey Kirby got the start in game number 1. Kirkpatrick came in relief. And now Stinson has pitched 3 strong here in game number 2. And here is Mooney, who has been outstanding in the circle in that first game and also outstanding at the plate. And she will step into the box. She had a single the last time up. And she takes upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
I'll tell you what I like about Mooney. Very quick bat. She throws her wrists and hips very well.
1 for 2 in that first game. Single, walked, scored a run. Here's the pitch. 2-0. To Mooney. Tie ball game here, top of the 4th. A&T bats started to come alive a little bit here. And now we are in a pretty good competition. That ball's fouled off.
Great 2-0 pitch that time by Stinson.
Yeah, really went after her.
Yeah.
That time Mooney fouled it off. And now Mooney steps back in. We're waiting a 2-1 pitch here. There's a good pitch.
Beautiful pitch on the outside corner.
Aggies here again tomorrow. And we have a 2-2 pitch coming up. Lost a little bit of control of that one. It's 3-2.
But, you know, that's the good thing about it. When you get ahead in the count, you know, get ahead and stay even. You can try some things. And even if something's a little outside, a little wild, you don't lose anything with it. Now she can come back, try to close this out.
Here's the pitch.
Yes, sir.
Ground ball to short. Estrada
Good job.
has it up and 1 down here in the top of the 4th.
See what the infield for A&T is starting to really catch their groove, and they're making good plays, playing at the right distance, and coming up throwing. I like the arms that I see. They're very live.
A&T has veterans on the team, but certainly when you're rebuilding, you're going to rely on a lot of young players, and that's what you're looking at here for North Carolina A&T. They're very young at short, very young on the mound. Newcomers out in the outfield, but certainly you want that as you try to build this team here. Playing in the MEAC this season, going into the Big South next season. 0-1 to count. Giles is the batter for Georgia State. Georgia State, if you head down to Atlanta, not the traditional campus that you're used to seeing. The campus is actually downtown Atlanta.
It's a beautiful campus, but you're right, in the middle of downtown.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. 1-1.
Just outside. Trying to throw that breaking ball back across.
Georgia State, part of the Colonial Athletic Conference. When Roger Kincaid took over in 2011, he actually took over 10 games until the season and actually led them to the Colonial Athletic Championship that season. Georgia State now part of the Sun Belt Conference.
Yep.
And they were picked to finish 7th this season in the Sun Belt. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a 2-1.
A little low.
A&T, of course, a major part of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference for 50 years. Actually was helped start the conference.
One of the founding members.
Founding members of the conference. But last February, North Carolina A&T announced that it would no longer be a member of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and said that they were headed to the Big South. And who could have guessed that our last year to MEAC would be this, as we have some confusion out in the field again. And the Aggie pitchers have been instructed several times in this ball game. And we have a 3-1 count to Giles. One out in the inning, top 4 here. Tie ball game, 3-3. Here's Stinson, 3-1 pitch. On its way. And that ball is outside. And Giles is down to first. And again, if you're A&T, you want to make sure you take care of this part of the lineup. A lot of players in there that haven't played a lot this season. And you certainly don't want to give them free passes. As Cottrell steps to the plate. And the wind picks up here at the Lady Aggie Softball Complex.
It's pretty brutal out here today, Brian. But this is a awesome double play opportunity that will get them out of the inning.
The wind continue to blow out, and we've seen the wind play a huge role in this one. On both sides, here's the pitch. Ball down low. There's a part of the game where you hope Stinson just kind of gets into a rhythm here, doesn't get into too much of a lull. She shimmies again and throws it down to the plate.
Good pitch that time by Stinson.
1-1 in the count. Seems to take a deep breath before she rolls it to the plate and then takes a little shimmy, Steph Curry style. And then she delivers strikes down to the plate. So a nice little rhythm here she has going, kind of. There's the deep breath, there's the shimmy, and there's the pitch.
Good pitch that time.
1-2 to count.
Again, she's gotten ahead of the batter, ahead in the count. She can kind of throw whatever she wants to throw right now.
Gracie,
try to get Cottrell to chase something.
Gracie Cottrell struck out looking. Her first time up. 0 for 1 today. Stinson delivers. That one inside.
But again, you get ahead, get even in the count. You can throw be a little more open about what you throw. You know, now 2-2, I would be very selective. I throw some heat right down the middle. I don't think Cottrell can handle it.
Yeah, Stinson, a little shimmy and the pitch. Ground ball to Estrada, turns it 6, 4, and 3. Yeah. Double play. North Carolina A&T is out of the inning here in the 4th inning.
I prognosticated and told you that was an opportunity for the double play, but great job by the middle of the infield. Stayed solid, made the catches, made the good throws. Great job, A&T.
We head to the bottom of the 4th. We're tied at 3. We'll be back.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
You put everything you have into our trucks. So we do too. It's why every truck we rent undergoes a rigorous multi-point inspection. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske. With a fleet of over 300,000, we know trucks. We can spot faulty sensors from anywhere. We can predict when parts will fail and fix them before they do. We do it all, so you don't have to. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
Welcome back to the North Carolina A&T Aggie softball complex, where it's North Carolina A&T on a tight one with Georgia State. We're tied at 3, and North Carolina A&T will lead this inning off with Destiny Parker, the third baseman. Parker did not play in game 1. Had an at-bat here in game 2. She struck out swinging, excuse me. And ball's outside. She's 0 for 1 on the day. As Walter mentioned, she's got some RBI power.
She does. I like her. Like I said, I love her compact stance and swing. If she can just keep her head in and stay on the ball, she should be all right.
Pitch to Parker, swing and a miss, 1-1 to count.
And that was what I'm talking about, staying on the ball. Her head pulled out, looking down third base line, instead of staying right there with the softball, excuse me.
Macy Banks delivers the 1-1 pitch. Good eye, 2-1 for Parker. Third baseman for North Carolina A&T. West Coast kid. And 2-1. That one literally rolled to the plate. But Banks is 3-1, and she put some dirt on her hands to get a little better grip. It was almost a kickball type pitch.
If I'm Parker right now, this is the pitch I'm looking for. Outside,
and North Carolina A&T has the leadoff runner on base here in the 4th inning. It is Destiny Parker at first with a walk. And now the batter is Eternal Fuller. She struck out looking the last time up.
Wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of drag bunt or some bunt on this by Fuller.
And certainly more prognostication from Mr. Johnson. And she tried to slap bunt that one down.
Yeah, she just didn't stay on it. She was trying to run a little quick.
0-0, Eternal Fuller. South Carolina native. Steps back in, 0-1, and he does get that one down. That will move the runner to second.
Whoa, man, I thought she might have been safe over there.
Certainly put on the burners there.
But I like the way she ran it out and put the pressure on the pitcher.
She's got 1-3 on the sacrifice. And now Latiana Langley will step to the plate. She's 0 for 2 in game number 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and struck out swinging. And we may not get Latiana Langley. We may get a pinch hitter here. Coach Redens is handing out the substitution, and let's see who comes out of the dugout.
Looks like Kayla Taylor is coming out.
Substitution on the play.
And it will be Kayla Taylor. Listed as a utility player for North Carolina A&T.
I like the size and what looks like to be power of Kayla Taylor.
A&T looking for some pop, some offense here, and so Langley will be replaced by Taylor. And it's the first time I've seen her this year, and that ball is low. 1 ball, no strikes. A&T looking to take the lead here for the first time this afternoon. They never led in game number 1. In fact, fell down 6-0 early. Fell down 3-0 early in this one, but have rallied to tie it at 3. 2-0 to count.
Tell you what, I like the discipline that Kayla Taylor brings to the plate. First time in a college game, first at bat, and she's not pressed, not overexcited, just being smart.
There's a rip down the left field line. It's foul.
Yeah,
Boy, that would have been nice.
I tell you what, again, the discipline on this young lady is just phenomenal to be a 18-year-old freshman.
Taylor steps back in, looking for an RBI here to give the Aggies the lead. Here's the pitch. 3-1 to count.
And Destiny Parker's really flirting with the catcher, Carolyn Deedy. She's tempting her to make that throw down the second.
Swing and a miss by Taylor. 3-2 to count. Left-hander steps into the box. Squares the bunt, then pulls back, and she walks.
Oh!
Well, once again, A&T is hit by the 90-foot rule. Somebody 90 feet away changes the call. I think that's our third time today. So Taylor is out on strikes, swinging. And now Estrada, with 2 out, will try to bring home Parker. And she may do it.
Through.
Ball's in the center field. Throw is up, is cut off, and both runners are safe. Parker slides into home, Estrada slides into second, and A&T has his first lead of the ball game.
And Parker's, I think it's the second hit of the game, isn't it?
Sure it is.
Yeah. Paying off dividends, the freshman.
A single, and she advances on the throw to home plate. And Parker scores, and A&T ahead 4-3.
Estrada paying big dividends. After making some great defensive plays in the first game, now she's showing off her bat.
And A&T really, I think they've had a couple of tough breaks, but each time they bounce back, and I think that's a testament to the coaching. Ground ball to third. Stephanie Williams is out, and that will end the inning. But North Carolina A&T scores a run in the 4th inning, and they have the lead now. It is 4-3 going into the top of the 5th. We'll be right back.
After 4 grid action, innings of action. North Carolina Aggies, 4.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
We are back here. North Carolina A&T trailed 3-0 in the first inning, but have rallied here 4 unanswered runs over the first 4 innings of this ball game, and now they lead it 4-3 over Georgia State here in game number 2 as they try to salvage a split after losing game number 1. And Stinson has been excellent since that first inning, has not given up a run, and certainly has been stingy in the circle for North Carolina A&T as we head into the top of the 5th here, as Taylor will lead it off for Georgia State. Here's Stinson with the delivery. Up and upstairs, 1-0 to count. Paige Taylor grounded out to short her first time up. 0 for 1 on the day. We talked about the success that Stinson need to have with this lower part of the lineup that hasn't played very much this season, and she's been excellent against it.
Yes, she has.
2-0 to count.
Now needs to get back to just throwing down the middle, making them be hitters.
Last inning ended with a double play for North Carolina A&T, so the momentum certainly with the Aggies here as of late. Here's the 2-0 pitch here coming from Stinson. 3-0 now. And again, you don't want to get in too much trouble down this order. Miss Emily Brown is due up next. Here's Stinson's 3-0 pitch, and she lost her on 4 straight. And Paige Taylor is down at first base, and for Emily Brown, who steps to the plate.
I like what the third baseman just did. Went over and talked to her, gave her a high five. That was Destiny Parker. Said, "Hey, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Just keep throwing the softball where we need it.
Keep throwing the juice."
Yeah, please. Pitch and catch. Pitch and catch. Let's go.
And we do have a pinch runner at first base. I believe it to be number, I thought it was 4. We'll check on that.
Looks like it might be Gracie Cottrell,
who is already in the ball game.
Wow.
But again, softball rules are a little different than baseball. Here's Brown, ball outside, 1-0. Because that designated player, you can move around in different spots. Unlike baseball, once you're in the spot, you're in the spot. But if you need speed, you can maneuver things around. Here's Emily Brown. Steps back into the box. Big moment in this game right now for Stinson. Strike.
Needed that one right there, Brian.
She can take herself through this early part of the Georgia State lineup, which is very difficult.
If she can make it out of this inning with a 4-3 lead, A&T has a very, very high chance, a high possibility of getting a win here. Because the bottom of Georgia State's lineup shouldn't put the fear in anybody's heart.
Does not scare you. Right, right. 2-1 to count. And Stevens wants to talk it over again with a freshman.
Very good visit to the mound. You know, just settle her down. Let her know, listen, just get through this one. If you get through this one, we have some help for you. So, yeah, she just wants to settle her down and get her back to throwing strikes.
Stevens, who was brought in almost immediately after Redens took over for North Carolina A&T, it's almost like she knew exactly where she wanted to go. And Stevens coached at North Carolina Central for a number of years as the head coach. So a lot of experience on this A&T staff. Of course, Redens 10 seasons at Elon down the street from North Carolina A&T. So both of these ladies are very familiar with North Carolina A&T and the culture and what it's going to take to win here.
I think she's done a fantastic job with this pitching core. You know, she's been able to calm them down early, especially these freshmen. And I mean, they have some talented freshmen. If they can just keep them calm and keep them learning, they're going to be hard to deal with. Beautiful pitch that time.
Excellent pitch. Right on the outside corner, painted beautifully. 2-2 to count. Of course, Redens, a legend, softball legend at Michigan State. Even played professionally. big deal here, the 2-2 pitch. That one gets away from Bennett. And now the Panthers have a runner in scoring position.
Full count, Brian, and it's the payoff pitch. She needs this one here.
So they do not want to put Emily Brown on base. She has a habit of scoring when she gets on base. And here's the pitch. She fouls it away, 3-2. They've done a better job of making Brown swing the bat a little bit more. Our first two at-bats, she really wasn't challenged. But the A&T pitching has challenged her a little bit more as time has gone on. And now another payoff pitch is coming to Miss Brown from Miss Stinson.
Just stay solid and come down the middle. Yes,
You got
right
her.
where you wanted it. That's a big out.
Big
for Stinson.
Big out for Stinson. Strikeout. And now Davis steps to the plate for Georgia State. Here's the pitch. The thing you like about Stinson is she's not in a hurry.
No.
She settles herself. She gets herself ready to throw the pitch. She's not in a hurry. And, it's just kind of refreshing to know that she's just kind of calm in that delivery.
Patient and just, you're right. You hit it on the nail on the head. She's calm, patient and deliberate, and has made a lot of good pitches tonight.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Davis. Strike two, 0-2, and Bennett throws it down to second. Safe.
The Lady Aggie catchers have let you know, don't play with me now, throw it down.
And it hasn't cost us anything.
No.
It hasn't cost us anything.
Well,
There's some good throws.
They've been making accurate throws. And then the shortstop and second baseman have been coming up with them.
Ground ball to second. Stephanie Williams is up.
Good job.
Runner goes to third, and then again, the guys that are hopping that ball around the infield. No harm done. And we get Daisy Hess, the shortstop for Georgia State.
So 2 outs, a chance to close the inning out, and like I said, this is huge. If they can leave the 5th inning with a lead, Brian, the chances go sky high that we can get a W.
Daisy Hess is 0 for 1 in game number 2. She walked in the first inning and scored a run, and then she grounded out to second back in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Outside, she's looking to extend a 6-game hitting streak. Certainly got a hit in that first game, 2 doubles, as a matter of fact. Was thrown out at third, trying to extend that double into a triple. And now she faces Stinson once again. 8 hits in ball game number 1 for Georgia State. And here's the, that one bouncing, that could be trouble. A run will score. Hess is in the second.
Tell you what, bad decision. Should have eaten it and held them and went back to pitching.
Certainly not what you wanted to see there that time for North Carolina A&T. First, the ball ricochets off of Stinson, goes over to third. Parker makes a bad throw over to first. That allows the run to score. And now Hess is in scoring position with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah. Well, it's a throw by Parker that never should have been made. After a deflection coming to third base, you don't have a chance to throw anybody out. Just hold it, hold the runner where they are, and let's come back and get the next out. We have 2 down. We don't need but 1.
Certainly A&T would like to have that one back.
But again, learning experience for a team that has experienced some growing pains and is trying to build. It's something they can build on. They can go to the film room and go to the classroom and talk about it, and that'll be one I don't think you'll see again this year.
Mistakes are going to happen with a young team, but still a 4-4 ball game, and that's a strike to Bailey Richardson. She didn't like the call, but there we go.
Now, do you call that a hit for Hess, or how do you score that one, Brian?
It's hard for me to call that one a hit for Hess.
I would see error.
Yeah, hard for me to call that one. There's a long, deep drive to left field. It is gone over the head and in the outfield, and Bailey Richardson hits a big 2-run homer for Georgia State, and now they are regain the lead. It's 6-4. First mistake that time by Stinson, and she paid for it.
Yeah, she got it up in the zone over the middle, and they were waiting on it. And now you got to face another power hitter in Deddy.
Carla Deddy steps to the plate. She has a home run. 3 home runs today for Georgia State. They had 2 in the first game, one by Deddy, inside the park home run by Emily Brown, and then that one just blasted by Bailey Richardson. And now Georgia State finds themselves back in the lead. Stinson taps her leg there. Takes a look at what Bennett wants her to throw, and we'll throw it. And it's down low, ball 1. Unfortunate for North Carolina A&T, and mistakes just lead to that.
They do.
And open up the floodgates for Georgia State, and now they have 3 runs here in the 5th inning. That pitch is on the inside, and it's a base hit to center field. Deddy is on again, her second hit of game number 2, and Mooney will step to the plate.
It's a dangerous time right now for A&T. I don't know if they have anybody warming up in the bullpen or not, but.
Well, we talked about it being a big moment for Stinson here in this second inning because of what she had to face and walking the leadoff runner, the number 9 hitter. And certainly Georgia State has taken advantage of the fact that their lineup turning over here in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Their big bats in their lineup have come through for them.
They've definitely been there when they needed them.
And now another one of those big bats, Mooney, is at the plate. She's had a pretty good afternoon in the circle and in the box. That ball is low. Stinson says, my fault. A&T trying to get out of this 5th inning without any further damage. Mooney actually came into this game hitting 167. And she will walk out with a little better batting average after this one. Here's the pitch, up and high.
Good job knocking it down that time by Jocelyn Bennett.
And now, right now, you have to wonder where Stinson is. Confident-wise, just mentally where she is. Freshman coming in, making her first start, had some good things go for her, but just kind of see where she is just from a confidence standpoint. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 3-1.
Brian, I don't know if her confidence is shaking right now because she's still throwing with pop. I just think she's wearing down a little bit. 5 innings, first time you've taken them out in a college game. It's 39 degrees outside. A lot of different factors. Good pitch that time to battle back.
Got that one in on the hands of Mooney.
Yeah.
3-2 to count. Certainly you are very pleased that we have Stinson and we have Kirkpatrick. They seem to have what it takes to be successful on the college level. And if this is any indication of the type of careers they will have, we're in good shape. And you have to judge it on the fact that this is their first time out. Here's the pitch.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing that's so key. First time either one of these two ladies have taken the mound, and they've done well for themselves.
We may get another change here. Duns is and that will do it for Stinson, but excellent outing. You can't complain too much. And now Redens wants to see another picture here. And this, I don't see her on the roster, is 23. May have to do a check here. She did not appear on the roster.
So Brian Kiara Richards is on the mound.
I don't see her name anywhere, but Richards is on the mound. We will trust that. For North Carolina A&T, another young player that
On the mound for the Aggies. Number 23, Kiara Richards.
Kiara Richards will step into the circle here for North Carolina A&T. And she will try to slow down this rally here from Georgia State in the 5th inning. Stinson was solid for 4 innings, 4 2/3 innings actually.
Yeah. Stinson did a marvelous job. When she looks back years from now on her first outing as a freshman at North Carolina A&T, even though she won't get the win, I'm sure she'll say, hey, I went out and did a good job.
And so now Richardson will face her first batter. As Giles steps into the left-handed batter's box. And she awaits the pitch. Here's a strike.
She's looks to be a placement pitcher. Just in warm-ups, didn't see the same pop that Kilpatrick or Stinson had, but she seems to have quite a bit of control.
Kiara Richardson, a freshman out of Brick, New Jersey. Went to Brick Memorial High School. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt. North Carolina A&T needs one more out to get out of this 5th inning. 3-run inning so far. Included a home run to left field by Bailey Richardson to help give the Panthers the lead again after A&T led 4-3. Here's a ground ball to short. Up and throwing. Estrada has her out, and that will do it. But Georgia State puts up 3 runs in the 5th inning, and now North Carolina A&T will have to rally again. We hit to the bottom of the 5th. It's Georgia State 6, A&T 4.
You put everything you have into our trucks. So we do too. It's why every truck we rent undergoes a rigorous multi-point inspection. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske. With a fleet of over 300,000, we know trucks. We can spot faulty sensors from anywhere. We can predict when parts will fail and fix them before they do. We do it all, so you don't have to. That's how we deliver confidence. Penske.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
Welcome back to North Carolina A&T softball here on NCATAggies.com. North Carolina A&T trailing Georgia State 6-4. A&T trying to salvage a split here in this doubleheader Saturday. They will be back here on tomorrow to play Presbyterian in another doubleheader here, but A&T looking to rally in this one. They actually already rallied in this one. They were down 3-0 in the first inning, came back to take the lead before an answer. But Georgia State just benefited from a 2-run home run by Bailey Richardson, and now they're back in the lead 6-4. So A&T will have to mount another comeback here in order to get back into this one. And it will start with J.D.'s, the Aggies' right fielder. She will lead it off for North Carolina A&T. She has been on twice in game number 2. She had a walk, scored a run in the second inning, and then she had an RBI single in the third. And that ball's outside, 1-0.
I like what I see in JD. She just brings so much experience, coming from junior college. She's a new player, but she's a player that comes in with leadership ability and experience.
Swing and a miss that time, 1-1. D's out of Lewisburg College. Saw her make some excellent defensive plays, and that's what Redden says she likes about her, that she's an excellent defensive player, and she showed that off. Has a cannon. We know that for sure at this point. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Richardson up and throwing, and D's is retired, 1 down. Now batting Samantha Ramirez for North Carolina A&T. Steps in as the designated player.
And back for the Aggies, number 1, Samantha Ramirez.
We would call that the DH in baseball.
Yeah.
A little bit different in softball. A little bit different vibe. Here's the pitch. Ball low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Didi asking the umpire where that pitch was, and he explains it to her, and we'll get a 1-0 pitch. He tries to frame that one to no avail, 2-0. Coming to you from NCATAggies.com. Being streamed by Triad Event Management. 3-0 to count. They will bring you many of our games through the North Carolina A&T platform. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Walter Johnson does a little streaming as well. So between all these folks, we'll try to bring you as much A&T action as we can. 3-1 to count. Here's the pitch.
That's outside. Wow.
3-2.
Now you got to protect, Brian.
Ramirez pops one up. This one headed down the right field line, and they won't get it. It's foul ball.
They won't get that, yeah.
One was going backwards, one was coming in, and it just wasn't one going to work out.
When the first baseman is running and doesn't know where, with the back to the ball, it's not a good sign for making the play.
Again, the wind picking up here, which makes every fly ball an adventure, and that's certainly been the case this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Fouled away, 3-2, and there's a nice little battle going here between Ramirez and Banks. Chris steps back in. And there's a shot. Hess comes up with it and throws her out. Excellent defensive play by Daisy Hess.
Great defensive play by Hess.
Ramirez is retired, and she put a nice little whip on that ball, but Hess made a great play, and it's 2 out. And now Vivica Boyd steps to the plate for North Carolina A&T. 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single back in the second, and then she grounded out. Well, she actually is 1 for 1 today. She had a sacrifice bunt back in the third inning. She's behind on the strike here in the fifth. Here's the pitch. Good curveball, 0-2.
There was a lot of movement on that pitch right there, Brian.
No question about it. Not sure what Boyd could do about it if she wanted to. That was a tough pitch. That one's upstairs, 1-2. Boyd has played a solid first base today. He digs in once again and waits the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. Very cold, very breezy day here at the Lady Aggie Softball Complex. Hovering around 35 degrees. There's a 2-2 pitch and it's fouled away.
You know, I was waiting at the weather report said it was going to get up to about 43 to 45. I've been waiting on that all day.
My advice would be not to hold your breath. Waiting on that 45. It has not been that.
No, sir.
Here's the pitch. Down low, 3-2. I like what I've seen from this Aggies team here in game number 2. They've shown a lot of grit, shown a lot of determination, and they were a lot more aggressive here in game number 2. Here's the 3-2. A lot more cuts at it in game number 2 than game number 1.
Tell you what, Vivica has done a good job battling in this at-bat. Liking what I'm seeing out of Boyd.
Looks to be the first baseman for the Aggies this season. That runs a ground ball to second. Up, throwing, and that will do it in the 5th inning for North Carolina A&T. No runs across. We head to the 6th inning. Georgia State leads at 6-4. We'll be right back.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses. It's on the scoreboard or individual stats. For nearly 50 years, it's also been measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately, graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life. Because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
We are back here at the Lady Aggie Softball Complex. North Carolina A&T trailing 6-4 here as we head to the 6th inning. And A&T has gone with Kiara Richardson in the circle. She replaced Stinson back in the 5th inning. And now she will face Cottrell here to open up the 6th inning. Gracie Cottrell. Cottrell struck out in the 2nd inning and then hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 4th inning. She is 0 for 2. It has been a long time since we have been back at the Lady Aggie Softball Complex. Almost a year since the pandemic ended everything a year ago. The Aggies were 0-4 last year at the Lady Aggie Softball Complex. Won all 4 games at neutral sites, to be exact, including 2 at the end of the season down in Florida. It looks like they were kind of trying to get some momentum going a little bit before the pandemic wreaked havoc on our world. That ball's upstairs. So now Patty Verdens is looking to complete her first full season as North Carolina A&T's head coach. And we are looking for big things from this program. Here's the pitch. It was in the dirt, and it's 3-0. A&T will play its final MEAC season in 2021. A&T softball. And then we will try to conquer the Big South.
I like what I see. I think they'll be competitive in the Big South. And I think as she brings in the kind of players she wants, they're going to make some waves in the Big South.
I believe that as well. Walked on all 4 straight, and again, another walk there to the bottom of that lineup that you don't want to do, because the top of Georgia State's lineup has been pretty good. It looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. There's probably some things A&T wants to cut down on as they assess their first 2 games, and certainly the walks. Yeah, have given up a few free passes here, which has caused some trouble. Ball upstairs.
Richardson just needs to get a release point right. She's been high on the last 3 or 4 pitches. Needs to bend her knees, drive through, palm down.
Here's the pitch. Stairs again, and 2-0. Georgia State looking to improve to 5-2 on the season. A&T looking to get their first win on their first weekend of the season. And Richardson misses upstairs again. It's 3-0. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That one gets away.
It was a strike, but
Pass
catcher
ball.
couldn't come up with it.
That time by Bennett. Now the runners in scoring position.
But that was the best pitch Richardson has thrown in about the last 10 pitches. So hopefully that'll get her back in a groove and she can start throwing it across the plate, make these batters have to work.
3-1 pitch coming up here. Runner at second.
That's
Strike
another
2.
good pitch. Great pitch. Movement on that ball was incredible.
There will likely be some growing pains for this North Carolina A&T pitching staff, but the talent's there. You
For
can't
sure.
deny that. The talent is there. Here's a 3-2 pitch. fouled away. Remains 3-2.
If she can stay in that groove right there, Brian, she's going to be okay. Struggled for the first 7 or 8 pitches of this inning, but I think she's gotten back into a groove. She's thrown 4 strikes in a row. Just continue to be consistent.
And how easy is it for a pitcher just to get off her technique a little bit? How easy is that during the course of a game?
Good pitch. It's not hard at all. I mean, depending upon how long you have to sit in between innings, depending upon if you stiffen up, all that kind of stuff. And it does not help that it's so frigid out here today. If you're good and warm and you've gotten into a flow, you generally stay in it. But on cold days, it's real tough. And it's tough because, sometimes you don't do the fundamentals because the fundamentals hurt a little more when it's cold.
There's no question about it. It is cold out here. Here's the 3-2.
Good pitch again.
All the way. Now there's a nice little battle going here. As Richardson is fighting here to get North Carolina A&T's first out.
Oh, great pitch. Oh, my.
That looked like a strike.
Wow.
That looked like a strike.
Beeson gets on 4 balls, but man.
Man, that's tough. Gabby Vincent is on. She started the first game for Georgia State. Ended up going 0 for 1, walked twice and scored a run. And Emily Brown is back at the plate. She struck out looking the last time up. First and second, nobody out. Strike one. Brown, who was a nuisance for us in that first game, scored 3 times.
Yeah, she's been tough. It's just a lot of discipline on her behalf as well.
Reached on an error in this one, but she's 0 for 3 on game number 2. Top of the 6th. Georgia State leads at 6-4. Here's the pitch.
Oh, good rip back up the middle.
That will score a run. Well, Georgia State is now 7-4. As Bailey Sexton comes around to score. RBI single for Brown. Continues her good day. Now Olivia Davis steps into the batter's box. She's 0 for 2 in game number 2 with a walk. She squares the bunt, there's a strike. The Aggies did lead in this one. They led 4-3. Now Georgia State has scored 4 and answered and lead it 7-4. And Davis squares again upstairs, 1-1. A&T has showcased 4 of his pitchers today. Started with Bailey Kirby, the senior, and then we've had 3 straight freshmen hit the stump. That one's upstairs 2-1.
Also a little high.
3-1 now to count to Olivia Davis.
Not using her legs, not using her legs.
The 3-1 pitch. 3-2.
A&T looking for their first out of the inning, Brian. They need to get it.
No question, big moment right here, and it's going to be hard to get it with some of the batters that Georgia State has coming to the plate. 3-2. And that does not help as Davis gets a free pass, and now the bases are loaded, and they're loaded for Miss Hess, one of the big bats in.
Might be her last chance to salvage a 7-game hitting streak, Brian.
No question about it. She is 0 for in game number 2. She had a walk to reach a base. Scored on that walk back in the first inning. Has played a pretty good shortstop for the Panthers today.
Well, she's made 2 incredible plays at shortstop.
Here's Richardson, the pitch. And there's a liner into right center field, and it's going to land off the fence. 1 run is in. Another run will score. And a 3rd run looks to come around and score a 3-run double from Hess. And her good day continues, and now it's 10-4. There's still nobody out. Hess is at second. Got the pitch she wanted that time, Walton just kind of drove it.
She did. She got it about belt high and down the middle and went shopping in the gap.
And now the Aggies are in some trouble here.
They're bringing back, we're bringing Kayla Brown in.
And so the depth continues for North Carolina A&T. Kayla Brown warming up for North Carolina A&T, a sophomore. Bats right, throws left. She will try to slow things down here for North Carolina A&T. Kayla Brown, a year ago, she was 1-4, 7.13 ERA. made 11 appearances, 5 starts for North Carolina A&T. Did have a complete game. Pitched 35 and a third innings for the Aggies.
Brian, I'm going to tell you what's interesting. The roster or the report says she bats right, throws left, but she's throwing right-handed.
Throws right-handed, yeah, I saw that. And now more trouble for North Carolina A&T. Steps into the batter's box as Richardson, who homered her last time up, is on the plate. And that's who Caleb Brown will have to deal with here. Daisy Hess is at second. 3-run RBI double. Has her there. And has a foul ball, 0-1 to count. Always like when you start out with a strike.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Wind has been blowing out all day. We are nice and frozen here. Bringing you a little Aggie softball. There's a liner into left center field. Another run will score. It is now 11-4 as Hess will round the bases. And Richardson has another RBI.
And now you got to see Dee.
Caroline Dady is on her way to the plate. In the middle of this Georgia State lineup has been tough to deal with. Throughout the afternoon. And Dady wasting no time up and hacking, and she fouls it away. Dady had a single back in the first, grounded out back in the third, and had a walk back in the 5th inning. That's a grand slam in that first game. That one gets away. That's a wild pitch. And now Richardson down to second. And what looked like was going to be a competitive game is headed toward that 8-run rule again. If A&T doesn't get it put together.
Yeah, it was. I say this. It was very competitive through 5. This 6th inning has kind of been a rough one. Couple mistakes. Oh, good pitch that time.
I'm gonna miss. 5-run inning for Georgia State so far. And there is still not an out on the board. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. Diddy popped it up. Estrada is under it. And she hasn't. That's the first out of the 6th inning. That's a big out to get.
Huge out. Puts him in play.
Foul ball from Mooney.
Good placement on that pitch that time. That was all Mooney could do, was to try to stave it off.
Mooney got the win in game number 1. As Georgia State put up 11 runs in the first game as well. Did not look like we were headed in that direction this game, but things have kind of turned on us. 2-0. 1-1, excuse me. And now the Aggies trying to get out of this inning here without any further damage. Any further damage will put us on the brink of ending this ball game. That's fouled away. So trying to avoid that. One ball, two strikes to Mooney.
And she's done a good job with the last two batters of getting ahead. Once she's ahead, she's a tough pitcher to figure out because she has so much movement on the ball.
And if you're Redens, Walter, you're just trying to see what you have.
Well, yeah,
this early in the year, these games are non-conference games are there for a reason. It's just to see what you have and see how you can go forward.
Yeah, you want to find out who's going to step up, who's going to make plays, and because you don't know.
There's another hit to left field, and another run. Looks like it's going to score at will.
Wow.
As Richardson crosses the plate, it is now 12-4. RBI single for Rooney, and it's now 12-4.
Would like to have seen a left fielder attack that a little harder, but again, it's less than 37 degrees now, Brian. It's tough to move.
It's tough to move. Giles steps in the batter's box for Georgia State. There's a pop fly.
Get it.
Shallow center field, a dive in and cannot come up with it. She's out on the fielder's choice. Mooney didn't know where to go. And so she's out 8-4 on that one as Fuller throws her out. And now there's 2 down in the inning.
Kayla Brown trying to work her way out of it.
The Panthers are now batted around here in the 6th inning. Six runs here in the 6th inning, and it's kind of blown it open here a little bit. Brown waits to deliver. And
get out of the inning.
That will do it. 6 runs for Georgia State in the 6th inning. And now North Carolina A&T needs to score, or this ball game will end here in the 6th inning. We'll be right back.
Shooting for a new career? Join the Grand Furniture team today. At Grand, we're looking for passionate winners to fill some key positions on our floor and in our warehouse and offices too. If you're a friendly, hardworking pro with your eye on the ball, don't pass up this grand opportunity. We offer competitive pay with full benefits, and since 1947, we've been your local hometown team. You know the next play. Get in the game and click on careers at grandfurniture.com.
All along this bustling corridor, from Richmond to Williamsburg, to Hampton Roads, to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, one bank continues to make its presence felt and set the standard for serving its communities and local businesses, and for having the area's best bankers. One bank continues to enrich lives beyond banking. Town Bank, not just a community bank, your community's bank.
We are back on NCATaggies.com, where North Carolina A&T is looking to survive in game number 2. They are down 12-4. Softball has the 8-run rule, which means if A&T doesn't score here in the bottom of the 6th, the game is over. Scheduled to come to the plate for the Aggies are Bennett, Parker, and Fuller, looking to extend this game here into the 7th inning. And Bennett comes to the plate. She is 1 for 2 on the day. The Aggies catcher digs in. Macy Banks has done a great job of coming in. She came in when the Georgia State Panthers were trailing 4-3 and has kind of slowed down the Aggie offense a little bit. And now looking to come away with a win here in game number 2. Georgia State won the first game And now trying to come away with a sweep here on the road before they go to Wilmington tomorrow to play the Seahawks of UNC Wilmington. Here's a pitch. The Aggies had a Presbyterian. It's a 1-1 count now. That ball was in the dirt. Coming in tomorrow. Softball is in the full swing. Baseball gets underway today as well. Of course, no football season. That was announced about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that there would not be a football season. That would have added to all of these spring sports. Volleyball playing today up in Durham. They are 3-0 in the MEAC. Here's the pitch. That was fouled away. It's 3-2 now to count to Bennett. A&T trailing this one 12-4. So a lot of exciting action coming up for you in Aggie Athletics. We hope to bring it, a lot of it to you here on NCATAggies.com, at least most of the home games. And a lot of our opponents will be showing our games as well. Bennett with a 3-2 count here. So a lot of action coming up here over the next few months, and then we'll have the fall. There's a line drive, and it's a base hit for Bennett. She's back on base again for North Carolina A&T. And A&T in business here as they try to keep this game alive into the 7th inning.
Yeah, great job by Bennett that time. Just waited back, got late in the count, and drove the ball right back up the middle.
We will get a pinch runner here. Is Tavania Cole. It's first time up for us seeing her today. A&T adding a little more speed to the base pass. And now it's Destiny Parker. She will step to the plate here. He has a strikeout and a hit, scored a run back in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Here's a strike. Tailing fastball hits the outside corner. And now Parker with a slow swing, trying to get her timing down. And here's the 0-1. Button is down, sacrifice 1-4. Second base covering. And now the Aggies have a runner in scoring position here.
Trying to find a way to extend the game, Brian, and feel like if we can get it into the 7th inning, maybe we'll have a rally.
No question. If they can score 6, we can score 6. We've seen it done. Parker with the sacrifice. And now it's Fuller, who has struck out twice today. Cole at second, 1 out. It was a base hit by Bennett that got her there before she became the pinch runner. Bennett checking the signs there. She's got her cheat sheet. And she's ready. There's a slap down to third. There's a run down. Richardson back to second. Hess tags her out.
Switch places.
Fuller goes to second. On the fielder's choice. And now the Aggies are down to their last out, and it's LaTanya Langley.
We talked about, Coach was saying earlier, they're going to be aggressive on the base paths. They're going to make some mistakes early, but just bear with them. They're going to make it happen. And that was an example there of getting a little too aggressive and cost them a possible runner.
Richardson made a veteran move that time, catching Cole in a rundown. And it goes 5-4 to 6 in the rundown. As Langley fouls it away. Runner at second. 2 out. And Langley trying to keep things alive. She didn't having it back the last time up. She was pinch hit it for. And if you're new to softball, that happens. Foul ball.
She tried to pick that one off the dirt. Langley's fighting.
She's fighting. 2 strikes on her now. So she will have to protect that plate if she wants to keep North Carolina A&T afloat here. Here's a pitch. Down the line. That may keep the game alive. Did not get that far away from Richardson. Hess went to go get it. And now it's first and third.
And Richardson,
2 out.
They did a good job that time because that should have been the hit that scored a run and kept this game going.
And so now Estrada has a chance to drive home a run.
Estrada has 2 hits on the day in this game.
No question.
So this could be another big first day of her freshman career. You go get 3 hits in a ball game.
First hit of the season for Langley. Ball's upstairs. Estrada expected to do big things offensively for North Carolina A&T. Expected to be a fixture there down at the shortstop. And now she has a chance to keep A&T alive. Here's the pitch. There's a strike.
That's a good pitch that time.
One and one. Estrada went hitless in that first game, but she has shown the talent that she has here in game number 2. And there's the pitch. That was in the dirt
low
as well. 2-1. Fuller is at third. Langley is at first. Speed on the bases for North Carolina A&T. And Estrada is the batter. And there's a strike, 2-2. U.S. flags blowing out. The one here near the stadium and the one seen over across the street on 29. And now A&T 2-2 pitch here. Banks 3-2.
Payoff pitch is coming, Brian.
No question. Stephanie Williams on deck for North Carolina A&T. She's had some hits in game number 2.
If it's anywhere close,
here's the pitch.
Estrada has to be ready.
There's a ground ball to short. Hess up, throwing, and that will do it. Final of game number 2. It is Georgia State 12, North Carolina A&T 4. Join us here again tomorrow where we will play Presbyterian. First pitch is scheduled for 12 p.m. Second game will be 2:30 p.m. We'd like to thank you for Walter Johnson for Triad Event Management and for North Carolina A&T Athletics. I'm Brian Holloway thanking you for joining us here today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye-bye.